Okay, we've gone through a bit of time since the Steven Universe Future series finale aired on Cartoon Network, and with that comes more time to think about what we've seen. While watching the episodes for the first time, you may have had initial thoughts that aren't the same as what you believe right now. Basically, I'm trying to say that time gives us a new perspective on stuff, including this last batch of Steven Universe Future episodes. I've been thinking about all the crazy events that went down, and something that keeps popping up in my head is the whole corruption situation. I Am My Monster is probably one of the biggest episodes in the entirety of Steven Universe, and fans were incredibly hyped to see what would happen with the corrupted Steven. Today, let's look back on it in more detail and see if it delivered on all the hype, or if it was an underwhelming missed opportunity. Everything pretty much began with the very beginning of Steven Universe Future. The show's intro gave us this ominous shot of various villains we'd encounter over the course of the next 20 episodes, and after fans saw this, they screamed, "Oh my god, it's gonna be Steven, it's corrupted Steven!" Future continued on, and eventually this theory was confirmed in the episode I Am My Monster, where all of Steven's pain reached a climax. He actually did turn into a huge monster, ready to attack his friends and destroy everything around him. Now, I've seen some complaints about how all this was handled, but do these complaints mean anything? For one thing, some had thought Steven's corruption was underwhelming because the entirety of Future had been building up to it, yet the story lasted only a single episode. Steven turned into a monster in the final second of Everything's Fine, and then the situation was quickly resolved at the end of I Am My Monster. I do think it felt relatively rushed given the build-up, but the Crewniverse didn't have much of a choice either. They used every episode in this limited epilogue series to tell a new story or tie up loose ends with different characters. If corrupted Steven had ended up lasting longer, that would actually take away from closure of other Beach City residents. I know, it's sad to see Steven return to normal so abruptly, and that's a really valid argument, but the Crewniverse was only given 20 episodes. It makes sense why things happened how they did. Another piece of criticism some fans have with I Am My Monster is the resolution itself. Not just that it ended quickly, but also the fact that Steven became normal again because of a hug from everyone. A hug? Are you kidding me? Is what they all say. Very little fighting was involved, if any, other than to hold Steven back and restrict him from destroying his surroundings. The diamonds, the crystal gems, and all of our favorite characters from the show worked together to give him a big ol' hug, making him the Steven we all love once again. Do I think this was corny, and was it a cop-out ending since it had no real finale fight? Well yeah, I'd say it's a little corny, but look at the show we're talking about. Pretty much every enemy Steven's faced is redeemed through a song or something else peaceful, so it's not surprising that an ultimate hug is what resolves the corruption. Now, when we realized this is the second to last episode of the entire franchise, it did feel a bit underwhelming. No matter what though, we have to remember that Future is a bonus. It's an epilogue series that didn't even need to happen, and all that epic finale fight stuff was in Change Your Mind. Steven's corruption may not have been handled in the best way possible, and there could have been more time exploring it, I'll admit, but with what the Crewniverse had to work with, I think they did a great job. A lot of the buildup was also from the fandom, who thought this corruption would be bigger than it ended up being. Too much excitement leads to disappointment when your expectations aren't reached. But at the end of the day, I still had fun watching Steven Universe Future and thought it was a great way to tie up loose ends that the original series left behind. It was filled with constant depression, but also positivity at the end, so that was nice. What were your thoughts on Steven's corruption and the rest of the series finale? Let's talk in the comments. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.